Hi, friends. If you've had a chance to listen to the three stories we read this week, to remind you, that was My Poppy Has a Motorcycle, Hey Grand Dude, and Lubna and Pebble. So if you listen to those stories, then today I'm going to take you through the activity that we're going to use to compare and contrast two characters from either one of the stories. Maybe you picked two characters from one story, or you could choose a character from one story and a character from another story. So Miss Dean was going to take you through this activity and just explain how to fill out this sheet. So this sheet can be found, I'll put it on the website, and it can also be found on our remote learning schedule. So we're going to make character comparisons. So I chose, the first thing you need to do is choose two different characters. So I chose Lubna from Lubna and Pebble. She's the main girl in Lubna and Pebble. And then Daisy, who is the main character in My Poppy Has a Motorcycle. So I'm going to compare and contrast these two characters. So I filled out Lubna's portion, and then I left Daisy's blank because in case these are the characters that you would like to compare, I want to give you a chance to fill in your own words. So I don't want to do all the work for you, but I do want to explain how to do this. So if I can show you, we need to fill out what the characters say, what the characters think, what the characters do, and then what they feel. So for Lubna, I actually have the book, so I was able to go back into the book and pick out a quote of something that Lubna says. You could either go back to the video of me reading the story and pick out a quote of something she says, or you could skip that box. And if you want, you could kind of just from memory choose something that she says. Also, that would be a fine thing to put in this box. So what I chose is I love you, Pebble. That's something she says over and over again in the story. So it felt like an important quote to include on my organizer. Then it says thanks, and for that part, I just went back to the story and I thought, what is something that Lubna thinks a lot in the story? And I came up with, she thinks that Pebble and her dad will keep her safe. It says that in the story. So I put that in this box. That is where we're going to think of an action, something that Lubna does. So I said that she gives Pebble to Amir. I feel like that was kind of her biggest action in the story, giving Pebble away to Amir. And then feels, I said she feels sad and happy at the same time. At the end of the story, when she finds out that she's going to go to a new home, that makes her feel happy, but she feels sad to leave Amir and to leave Pebble as well. So I filled that portion out of the chart, and then I would think of Daisy in My Poppy Has a Motorcycle, and I would do the same thing. And then we're going to use this information that we came up with on the top here to help us fill out the bottom. So on the bottom it says, both characters are similar because, and we've talked about this before, similar is what we would put in that center part of our Venn diagram when we compare, right? When we say how two characters are the same or very similar, very much alike. So that's what you would write in your own words down here. So you'd use this information and think about, what is the same about these characters? Because believe it or not, there's a lot that is the same about many of the characters that we read about this week. So you'd write about that in this box here. And then the next box says both characters are different because. And so same thing, you'd think back to the stories and think, okay, how are they different? And it could be something simple, like one is a boy and one is a girl. And it could be something more complicated, like one character has a different type of feeling or a different type of trait than another character. So I want you to get really creative with this. You can choose whatever characters you like. And if you didn't get a chance to listen to the stories this week, but you want to complete this activity, you've been reading other stories at home. So you could choose two characters from stories that you've read at home. You don't need to only do this if you've been listening to the stories, because I know for some of us, it's hard to sit and listen to those read alouds, and it's not as exciting as Miss Dean was actually being in class with you. So I totally get it, but I think everyone can work on this activity if they want to, because I know you've all been reading at home. So I hope you have a great day, and I can't wait, if you want to share this with me, I can't wait to see what characters you chose to compare and contrast.